and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing another palette roulette video. You may have seen those videos before. A lot of people either call them palette roulette or palette bingo. More commonly it's palette bingo, but I personally like palette roulette better. And when I asked you guys what you preferred on my video specifically, the majority said palette roulette. So that's what we're calling it. Today we are doing it with the Norvina palette. I did think about doing it with the new ColourPop Kathleen Lights Zodiac palette, but I used that already this month in a get ready with me, so I decided to go with this one, and a couple people asked me to do it with this one, so I thought let's go ahead and do it. I'm very excited about using this. I've only used it one other time in one other look, and I liked it so far, and the colors are super pretty. These are what we're working with, so lots of purples, pinks, peaches. It's a pretty neutral palette, but I think that the colors and the looks you can get with this are gonna be very pretty. The way palette roulette works is you have 14 shades in this. You pull up a random number generator. I just use my phone. I just use the one that defaults on Google, and you put in a minimum of 1, a maximum of 14, and then hit generate, and then Google picks what colors you have to use from that palette to create an eye look. We're gonna be doing that. I also have 2 products sent to me by Octoly that I wanted to try out today, so I'm gonna use both of those also and just give you my thoughts on those real fast, but the majority, the focus of this video is on the Norvina palette. Typically I do 5 shades. We'll see what I end up getting out of the first 4 shades that I random number generate and then go from there. So we have our random number generator pulled up. The first shadow, let's see what it's gonna give us. 7, shadow number 7. Let's see, that is Drama. It is this far shade right here, super dark shadow. Let's put it right here. It looks really pretty, just very dark, very vampy, purpley color. Okay, what is shade number 2? Shade number 8. All right, shade base. It's this bottom shade right here. It looks not quite matte, but it's got some shimmer throughout it, so I could always just use this on the inner corner or the brow bone. There it is right there. It's pretty. It's definitely a pretty shade. So that is our second shade. Generate. Now we have number 3, and we got Wild Child. It's this pink shade right there. So let's put her right next. All right, so that is like a bubblegum pink with almost like a yellow flip to it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well. It's very like a little light gold flip to it. So those are our first 3 shades. Let's generate a 4th. We now have shade number 10. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is Incense. This is a matte shade. It's kind of just like a, I don't know how to describe that shade, like a camel color probably. So a little bit tan. And I think I want to do one more. Let's do one more shade, and that is shade number 2. All right, so now we have the shade Summer, 1, 2, and that is, it looks just kind of like a gold shade. Ooh, that's a really pretty shadow. Holy crap. Okay, so, how am I gonna work these together? Okay, I'm gonna think about this and then we'll get started. Okay, so I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna take kind of these first 4 shades and put them on the top of my eye, and then I think I'm gonna take this last shade Summer, and I think I'm gonna just focus that on the bottom of my eye and see how that turns out. I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna give it a try. So I've already primed my eyes using my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer and set it. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. We are gonna start with this shade right here, the shade Incense, and we're gonna put that all over the crease. All right, so that blended out pretty well. I'm actually really happy with that. So next, I think we're gonna go in, I think I wanna do Drama second. So this super dark purple shimmer shade, and I wanna focus that on the outer part of my eye. So I think what I'm gonna end up having to do is kind of pat it down and then blend out the edges. So to do that, I'm gonna use the brush that it came with, and I'm gonna use the flat packer side of it to pick up that shade Drama, and then just start kind of placing it in the outer part of my eye. All right. right, and then I'm gonna take the other side. It's more of a blender side, and I'm gonna pick some of that up and just kind of try and work that a little bit into the crease. All right, and I think that blended out pretty all right. I think it'll look a little bit better when I have the light shimmer shade all over the eye, but we're gonna go on to the other side and do the same thing. Definitely much darker and more black than I thought it was gonna be, or almost like a gray black. Like I'm not really seeing any of that purple show up, but maybe if I tap on some of it, then I'll get some of that glitter back that I'm probably blending away right now. All right, so that's gonna be good enough for now. I can always go back in and clean it up later. But next, I think I'm gonna try this brush right here. This is a Morphe brush, the M167. It is a flat shader brush, and I'm going to dampen this and then dip it into Wild Child, this pink color right here, and try and put that all over the lid and see how it looks. I don't know, this shade definitely swatched a little bit funky, so, I mean, it's taking up quite a bit of product though, so let's see what happens. All right, well there you have that. I don't think it looks bad. I mean, I'm not used to wearing this kind of eye look, so it definitely feels very foreign to me, but I don't know, I don't think it looks bad. So I can't use the other two shades until after I'm done with the rest of my makeup. So I think what I'm gonna do next is try on this eyeliner. This is one of the things I recently received from Octoly. This is, again, was sent to me by Octoly and by Sorme. It is their Precision Duo Liquid Liner and Corrector, and I love liquid liners. I love trying liquid liners. I was really excited when this showed up on the Octoly website, and the reason this kind of intrigued me so much was because on one end you have the eyeliner and on the other end you have this, it's a corrector, so I think it's just like a damp sponge type tip that you can use to wipe away eyeliner mistakes. So we'll have to see. I mean, I don't want to say I hope that I mess up so I can use that side of it, but if I mess up, I get to use that side of it. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a winged liner, and I'll let you know what I think about this. All right, so we have one eye down. It's definitely interesting to get used to this kind of tip because I'm used to using a different kind of tip. I do feel that it gives you a lot of control because it's not very flexible, but also because it's not very flexible, it doesn't feel like it dispenses the product as easily as some liquid liners. So it's more like a pen, like an actual pen using this as opposed to a liquid felt tip liner, that kind of thing. I'm not mad about the wing that I was able to create. I feel like it looks pretty good. I didn't have to use the other side yet, so let's go ahead and try the other side. And there's the other side. Again, I didn't have to use the corrector side of this. Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just try it. I'm gonna take off a little bit below right here and just see how it works, just because I'm curious. I mean, it kind of worked. It did kind of drag out the eyeliner a little bit away from where I had it. I like the idea of this. It's kind of just like a Q-tip, you know, when you mess up your eyeliner, you put a Q-tip down and wipe it away. I feel like it's like that, but built into the eyeliner. But the actual eyeliner, I mean, it turned out good. I like how easy it is to get a wing from this. It is $19.90. So now that I have my eyeliner on, I am gonna do my base products. I am gonna put on my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Liquid Foundation because this is in a project pan, trying to use it up. And then I'll come back to you to do my concealer. This is the last Octoly product that I wanted to review today. It is their Bendy Avocado Concealer, and I have mine in the shade Bone. It is the lightest shade that they have. I'm a little concerned about it though because it's, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay. It feels like when I swatched it, it looked pretty yellow, but maybe not. We'll have to see. I'm gonna try it, tell you what I think, and probably end up having to come back to you in a couple weeks and give you a full review of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the first two things and then come back to you for the concealer. Well, that doesn't look like my color. Oh, well, okay. All right, so we have my foundation, my primer on. Now we are gonna go in with this First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. Again, I was sent this by Octoly and by First Aid Beauty for review. I was very excited to receive this. I've used First Aid Beauty skincare products before. In fact, I used their peel-off mask this morning and I love that peel-off mask. It just makes my skin feel so soft, but this isn't a review on the peel-off mask. This is a review on the concealer. So this is, again, the Bendy Avocado Concealer. It is in the shade 1 Bone. It is $22, so not outrageous for a Sephora brand concealer. It doesn't look like they have very many shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 shades, and I think this is the lightest shade they have. So I don't think that this would work for me in the middle of winter, but I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna put it on under my eyes, and I have, of course, as you probably noticed throughout the entire video, some spots that I'd like to conceal around my face. Let's go ahead and start with the one eye, and I don't know how fast this sets, so I'm just gonna do one at a time. It looks really yellow. I know it probably doesn't look that yellow in the viewfinder, but in person it looks really yellow. Oh my god, I might have to put something over this if it looks really bad. Let's go ahead and blend her in. Okay, so once it's blended in, it definitely doesn't look nearly as yellow, but it kinda, I don't know, it kind of blends away. Like, I mean, I guess you can see that, okay, so you can see the difference between this eye and this eye, but it doesn't have a ton of coverage. So let me put a little bit more on my left side. Kind of over here, maybe a little bit right there. This might be good or better suited for days when I don't want quite as much coverage or want to use a concealer in place of a foundation. I'll have to try that with this because I have a feeling that I might like that better. But I mean, it's doing okay. I mean, if you compare this eye to this eye, there's definitely some coverage going on there. It actually looks like a pretty good match to me right now, which I really didn't think so because when I first put it on, it was like yellow, like banana yellow, and I was like, oh god, that's not gonna work for me. Okay, so I'm actually a lot more impressed with this concealer than I thought I was going to be. What I will say is if you struggle really hard with dark circles under your eyes, I don't think this would work super well for you just because it doesn't have a ton of coverage, but I kind of like that. It doesn't look crepey, it doesn't look creasy. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this and just dot it around anywhere that I have a little bit of breakouts. I'm breaking out quite a bit on my forehead, so that's a cute look. Okay, so there is the concealer. I'm gonna continue to use it and then I'll probably touch back on it in a future video. I wanna do a kind of thoughts or a rehaul type video soon-ish when I use some of the products from my most recent haul a little bit more, but as of this moment, I would feel comfortable recommending it. Yeah, I enjoy this. Next, I am gonna go ahead and set all of that with my ColourPop No Filter setting powder. Still playing around with this. I'm not sure how much I love it. I do think at this point in time, in this moment, I like the pressed powder a little bit more than I like the loose powder, but I am trying them out some more just to kind of truly develop my thoughts and feeling on them, which is why I'm using this today. Okay, so all of that is set. I'm gonna do the rest of my face makeup off camera, but for now we're gonna move back to the eyes, and I have two shadows left. I have this shade Base left, and I have this shade Summer left. So Base, I think I'm gonna put in the brow bone and the inner corner, and then Summer I wanna put all over the lower under eye, lash line. God, what is that called? So we're gonna go ahead and start with Base. I'm just gonna pick some of that up. It definitely provides a very light glow, which isn't bad. Definitely not bad. It's definitely very pretty. All right, there we go. I think I like this shade the most for the brow bone just because it adds that little bit of glow, and I think that that's really pretty. I might end up going back in the inner corner with a brighter highlight, make that pop a little bit more. Next, I'm gonna use this kind of domed shader brush, this really short bristled shader brush, and I'm gonna use this to pick up the shade Summer and start drawing that along my lower lash line. This is without any Fix Plus or anything, any kind of amplifier. That this shade is intense. I think that looks really cool. Maybe not everybody will agree with me, but I think it looks really cool. Okay, next we're gonna do the other side. Heck yeah. That is it for the eyes. I am going to put on bronzer, a blush, highlight, and lipstick, mascara. My gosh, I have a lot of things left. Yes. All right, and here is the finished look. I am actually very happy with the way it turned out. I feel like halfway through tutorials, or even like the full way through tutorials, I'm always like, I don't know if this is gonna look good, and people are gonna bash me in the comments. But then at the end, I'm always just like, yeah, this pulled together really well. I don't know if you saw the clip of the highlighter I was using, but it is the highlighter by Ofra. It is in their new beautiful packaging. I did kind of review this in my most recent Thoughts on Drops video, where I talked about how much I like this. This is in the shade Pillow Talk. I did get this sent to me from Octoly and from Ofra Cosmetics directly, so thank you to them, because I think I have found my new favorite highlight when I want like a beaming highlight. It's pretty out there. I just really like the way that it looks on my skin, and will probably definitely pick up more of these in the future. I just like what's going on my face today. I think it looks really pretty. What do you think? Do you have the Norvina palette? What are your thoughts on the Norvina palette if you have it? I, so far, definitely really like it. I wasn't sure about that pink shade, and I will say that it's probably not my favorite. I'm referring to Wild Child right here, but it's, I mean, it looks pretty with this look. Drama definitely isn't as dark as I thought it was going to be, and I'm sure that it could be darker if you built it up more, but I'm happy with the way it looks. The shade Incense blended out really well. This camel color right here. Base looks really pretty, I think, on the brow bone. It doesn't offer a super bright highlight. I mean, it's not the worst. What am I trying to say? I don't even know. I like this for the brow bone. Summer, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. It might be my new favorite shade in the palette. It's such a beautiful metallic shade without having to use any kind of amplifier or glitter glue or anything of that nature. It just does it all on its own, which I think is very impressive. I have used a few other shades in here, but I'll save my review of the other shades for a future video. Very happy with how this turned out. Very happy with this palette. Very excited. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more videos from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All buttons are down below. I'll list all the products down in the description bar if you're interested. If you don't see something listed there that you want to know that I had on my face, I probably didn't list it because it was not cruelty free. I am using up some products in my collection that are not cruelty free, things that are in my Shop My Stash, for example, and I try not to list those, but I do try and use those up even if they're in tutorials. So if you don't see something listed, that's probably because it is not cruelty free. But if you really want to know, ask me in the comments and I will let you know what I used. And I think that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.